Hi everyone, I'm Maddie and I am the CTO of Agnic.ai, and this is the first episode of Agnic.ai podcast. My today's guest is Somayyeh, the founder of PocketVU, which is the financial service. Somayyeh, it's great to have you today.
Thank you
Would you
so
please
much.
introduce yourself?
Of course, of course. Thank you for having me today. My name is Somaye, and I've been in development, software engineering for over 16 years in different actually development cycle from, R&D, developing itself, or for a limited time, leading a team of development. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, that's great. I think today we are mostly talking about your service, the PocketView. I'm very curious to know about this service, what the service is, and how you started to build this. Can you explain a little bit about your service, PocketView?
Of course. As I said, over the past, years, I've worked in different domains like telecommunication, banking, so many different things. But specifically, if I talk about the Pocket View, is very own interest of mine. I always very interested in having my finances managed by myself and know what's happening. Banking is something shouldn't be very complex for people like me. I'm not a professional financial kind of advisor or something like that. But I always want to know how am I spending my money? Like banking and the systems exist today gives you numbers. So you always have the numbers, but there is no insight behind that. So I couldn't actually see the very big picture of how my spending behavior was over the years. For example, how am I behaving? Is it a healthy kind of financial that I'm having? Or
Where the
am
money
I,
goes.
of course,
Yeah,
you are spending money at the end of the month, you left with nothing, but you look at that and, okay, I haven't done anything special, or I don't know. So it was
it's a
very,
surprising thing. Yeah.
exactly. It was very surprising a topic for me over years. I can show you. I have lots of Excel sheets, lots of formula and charts for my own benefit, like having last year or last 15 years of my banking into the sheets and creating some charts to show me, for example, how much gas I paid over last year, for example.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. And this pocket view is for filling that gap. You have the number, you have the transactions, but you don't have the trend. You don't have the insight behind that. No one telling you, for example, you're overspending in subscription. This is hidden. You don't know about that. But when I actually create a chart on top of that, and I'm saying you, for example, did you know you spent $800 for that subscription only over the last 2 years? Are you happy? Have you used that $800 to its very best? So it is giving you some visual, interesting charts, and it's better understanding what's happening behind the scene, what's happening under the hood. So um, probably I can share
Yeah, that would be
very
great.
quick. Yeah, let me actually. Okay. Mm, Okay. This is my own pocket view. And the thing you see, it is, for example, December 2025. Very first thing, easy to catch. You can see, for example, recurring payments or insurance. Very easily, you can filter and see how much you paid for the closing for, in the December 2025, or you can see the flow, or you can see daily, or for example, see you are spending way more than you are
Mm,
making. So it is
yeah.
very easy to have overall understanding of your financial situation. And, again, into categorization. And what is very interesting about this, it is not only very, you know, dummy, only a charts based on your numbers. It's giving you insights. There is a AI behind that, helping you to decide about next month and next year. For example, if you need to create some budgets and you can manage those, spending in, I don't know, in your own way, there is AI to give you a very interesting insights and ideas. And another very interesting thing is the model we decided for, having the customer use it in the best way. I'm sure we get back to that subject.
Yeah, I think so. So it's
Yeah,
not just a calculation that you're doing on numbers. It's like a smart analysis using AI that gives you
exactly.
real insights on the spendings and your income.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
game changer, actually. And it's the AI era right now, and AIs are great giving you some overall if there are lots of information.
Yeah.
So you provide the information and you actually getting so many insights out of that. That's the thing makes it different from a very regular budget managing thing, or
Hmm.
it is different from the way your banks gives you the transactions or the statement.
Hmm.
It has a bit of intelligence behind that, so it's going to help you long the run.
I can see the Agnic Pay logo in there, and I'm excited about that. But we will get there soon, and we'll talk about that soon. But before jumping
Yeah,
onto that, I'm interested to hear a little bit about the development of the product. I think you have used Lovable to build this, and I was
exactly.
curious to know about your experience using Lovable. Probably the reason that you choose this over the traditional software development process. What's the story of that?
Okay. For now, I'm going to stop sharing. So
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
get back to it if you need to talk about the Agnic Pay again. But that's, yeah, lovable. It's very interesting topic. As I told you, I'm in development process as a software engineer for long time now. I've been,
Same here.
yeah. And we know all the hassles. We know all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ups and downs. You need to create a team from, I don't know, front end, UX, back end, DevOps, so many things you need so you can start the journey. So day zero, you need to do so many things and you are at the phase zero, sprint zero to, start the thing. So it is time consuming. It is very expensive and it's very, slow. With Lovable, actually, the very interesting thing, we know about the vibe coding and so many tools available right now. But what I found very particular and different about Lovable is the first iteration of the thing. Like at the very first iteration, there is nothing less than a presentable, production ready product. So we always used to talk about the MVPs. Don't actually think big. Start small and create something so you can actually get feedback, enhance, and do that in iterations. But this time it's different. With Lovable, the very first product is as lovable, as usable, presentable, and it's having all the phases included. The
The name
UI.
says it all.
Exactly. The best name they could actually pick for the product. You know, when you start talking with Lovable, getting to the point that it starts creating something for you, if it's vague, it asks very smart questions to get itself ready for the creation. On top of that, it's not only it has a beautiful UI after, the very, very first phase, very, from the zero, from A to Z of the product is included. You have all the layers in best practices, like decoupled from each other. You have the front end, back end, database layer on and also DevOps included. So it's not about you are vibe coding. You're creating the product as a whole system. Everything's included. It is ready to be shipped. So yeah, it's a team of, I don't know, 10 working 3 months to make the very first version of your application, but it is not only fast and cheap, it is ready to be shipped. It is reliable, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. I think tools like that have shortened the life cycle of software development. So the time that you need to spend before the idea to like a very small MVP and to pivot to something else is now like not a few months, but maybe a few days, sometimes a few hours, maybe. I don't know. So yeah,
that's
that's great.
totally true. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
true. And I was talking to a friend which actually works as a product manager. I was actually telling him that as a developer, I'm very not, you know, I feel you right now. It was very difficult for you. For example, in old days, in traditional teams, product manager comes, for example, change this label for me, or can you add this in another page? Very small changes. And it
yeah.
was, I don't know. We were like, okay, wait until next sprint. We bring that ticket in the next sprint. We don't change the backlog today. So
Mm,
now I feel them, and it is, something makes their life much, much easier
much
rather
easier.
than
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's very interesting. This is a completely different world.
exactly.
Yeah, I think I'd like to jump onto the like financial part, the money. I'd like to know about like the business model of PocketView, how you're gonna make money, and what was like the initial idea when you started to work on that. The reason that I'm asking this is that because a lot of entrepreneurs, when they start a service, it's very hard to offer a service that will ask the users to pay for, I don't know, for the product like a license or something, or for a subscription fee or anything like that. So that's the challenging part of every business, how to approach the customers and how to ask them to pay back, which is the outcome that you expect from a business. So
Exactly.
what's the business model of PocketView, and what did you do on that side?
Yeah, and you said it right. At the end of the day, if the business is not paying you back, it's failure. You don't want to
It's a
actually
charity.
create exactly. You don't want to create a free product and spend hours and hours and you get nothing for that. So monetization, it wasn't something we think about. We need to create a product and then think about monetization. It wasn't like that. It was the very first thing we think about that. We thought about that at the very first phase that we start thinking about the product itself. So it shouldn't be easy. No service should be easy. Sorry, free. If you are offering a value, there
Mhm.
must be a way you can actually charge, but be fair. Like as you said, it's not a charity, but at the same time, you should not charge someone and at the end they're not using that to create any value, to create enough value. Like in old days, probably a subscription was the best for that era, for that time. Definitely it worked for so many ideas, but for our idea specifically, subscription is not the solution. Just because we are thinking we want to charge people, if only we create value, if only they see something interesting. And it should be them deciding how much they want to spend in this, infrastructure application,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
If we quickly go back to what you explained about the Pocket View, you mentioned that people can see their subscriptions in the platform. And that's one of
Exactly.
the problems that we all have, that we have a lot of subscriptions that probably we are not using all of them. Or we are using, like, as an example, you have a Netflix subscription, but you watch a movie every couple of weeks.
Exactly.
You are paying for something that you are not using. And this is the main problem of a subscription model.
And these days people oversubscribe, and I don't know. Even for me, it's a bit of I don't like it. Like for example, I'm trying to use something and they say, if you want to see how we work, better to be, to subscribe. So we offer you these interesting kind of features. But I'm not spending, even if it's $10 a month. Maybe this month I don't need your app at all. And next month I want to be involved in that application $20. Why am I limited to something that is not very clear, visible for me? So I like to spend as much as I want, and I'm deciding about that. So what's we actually interesting enough about that subscription, someone asked me how much you think you are paying for the subscription each month. And I'm very obsessed with all the money I spend. And I totally forgot about, I don't know, maybe two of them. I didn't know that I'm paying for my bank accounts each month, or the other Apple subscription that I have for my actual storage. So it's easy
Yeah.
you forget about the thing.
Yeah.
You're paying for that, but you're not using, even for, simple as gym subscription. One month you're going to gym every
Every
day,
day.
and for the
Yeah.
next 2 months there is something, and you only actually attend there maybe 10 times. So it's not fair. You pay a very fixed amount, and
And even if you're very organized, you need to remember when to pause your subscription and when to resume your
exactly.
subscription, which is another hassle for everyone.
And in these busy days, it's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
hard to
And
follow.
you think that probably the answer to this problem is monetization versus subscription, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And this is something we started from the beginning. We are not charging any customer for showing them their transactions. So that's free, of course.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if there is a value offered to you, you only be charged for that value you get. So, and on top of that, you are free to have that limitation managed by yourself. So, for example, if you only want to try it for 2 months and want to have only $2 spent in that application, it's you deciding about that. Give it a limit for $2, and it's not going to be more than that. Next time, next month, you have more actually transactions coming. You need more information. It's again you. And that's, I guess, the best model, financial model possible. It's not only that, it is easy for us as well, because it is very easy to get to that complexity of the credits. Like if for example, if we offer that PocketVU as a $5 month subscription, how can I manage that so I'm not losing money by that model, that subscription model? Because if it's AI behind the scene and you are getting more and more and more insights from the AI, that bill can get very complex, and it's very hard for the application layer to limit you so you are not overusing that. So we are giving the customer that very clear, uh an easy bill. So it's you can spend as much as you want, or if you don't get any value, if you don't use it for getting any insight, you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah. And spot on what you said. When it's not like a traditional software application, just like before, and you need to use AI models in there, you are paying for another extra thing, which is the AI models. And
Exactly.
as an entrepreneur, as someone who's building that software, that application, you need to think about that cost as well and change your business model to cover this. So
Yeah.
let us know how you try to solve this problem in PocketView.
Sorry, I lost you for a
So
minute.
yeah, I asked how you solved this problem in PocketView when you decided to switch to the monetization model rather than subscription, and how you've used Agnic solution in here.
Yeah. You know, when we decided about that, so we definitely look for something that fits best to our kind of model we decided to follow. And the Agnic was the exact best thing possible for the, problem we had in mind. So, through the OAuth, through the standards protocol that they've actually you've created, it is easy to integrate to the Agnic Pay, and very easy to have that monetization integrated to your application. So it is exactly the same model we had in mind. So you pay as you use. Yeah, yeah. We found it the best fit for us to,
So, if I understood correctly, the model is that your application is free. You don't have any subscription that I, as a user, need to pay for. I start to use that. And if I want to use the AI models to analyze the financial insights in the application, I will need some AI models to power this. And that's where Agnic Pay and Agnic AI steps in.
exactly.
I, as a user, start to pay for the AI model that I want to use, but it's like pay per usage, not a fixed amount that I need to pay. Is that correct?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not only that guessing that number, what tier actually,
Mhm,
what actually price is fair for the service I created, it is not easy
mhm.
job. So it's not easy to decide about the pricing itself. In this actually kind of infrastructure that we created, it is exactly end user who has all the visibility about the billing and financial. So I can show you how it's working. I'm probably
Yeah, that would be
sharing
great.
again the screen we left at this point. So you see that connect with Agnic. So it is free. As you said, you can upload your PDF and actually that works if you
My
don't want
bank
to.
statement, as an example, right?
Exactly, your bank statements, exactly. But if you want to get something, like for example, if I go back to my dashboard, so there is a budget health here. It gives me there is a button here. I can click and get some budget advice. But since I'm not configured, I'm not integrated with any Agnic yet. So I need to go here and as easy as one click, I'm getting to the Agnic. It is as easy as that. I'm sure everyone actually at least worked with Google and other services. Same thing. Oh, I wanted to show you there was a limit. So you are able to see how much you want to spend. So
Mhm.
my
Yeah,
limit is $1, the default one.
just to set the spend.
Exactly, exactly. And here I can see the credit I have in my wallet, and it is a wallet. So you have the wallet here, and Agnic will actually, based on the limit you created, it's going to actually spend from the wallet. And I can actually, from so many different models, I can choose between them. And then if I go back to my dashboard, now I can, use this to analyze my budget and get some insight.
It's
So
now
yeah,
AI
as easy as
powered.
that. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. And as a user, in fact, I am paying for the AI model that I'm going to use, and I can control my usage. So I can set a spend cap that I don't want to pay more than this to see like a surprise bill at the end of the month that you've
Exactly.
used like $100 or £100 for this service. And it's just something between me as a user and the payment service, in this case, which is the Agnic Pay, and
Exactly.
the creator and the developer of the application doesn't need to worry about this process. It's all
Exactly.
integrated between your application and Agnic Pay. And how was the integration between your service and Agnic Pay? How was it? Like,
Actually,
was it
it was,
straightforward, or
oh,
you
so
needed to code a lot?
actually with Lovable, you're not coding too much. So
Yeah.
it's Lovable doing all the heavy lifting here. So you provide the documents and easy peasy, it's integrated. You don't feel a thing. It is, the documents and everything's written in a way that it's very easy. It's not only Lovable I've actually tried on different project that's not created by AI. I had another personal project. I'd like to integrate that with Agnic as well, and it was super easy. It is standard protocol. So if you know OAuth and you worked with that before, It's very straightforward. Or even easier than that, the API key, if you want to actually use it in different way, not the way we used in our PFM, it is super easy. It was actually no trouble at all.
To be honest, I'm so glad to hear that as a
Yeah,
CTO. I think, cool. And
very well done. Yeah.
cheers. Thank you. I think the question that audience might have at this point is that, okay, you have built the application, the user is connected to Agnic Pay, and the user will have a wallet in there, and all the transactions will be between Agnic Pay and the user. So how do you make money as
Actually,
PocketVU?
it's again between the application and Agnic. So as you know, user has their wallet integrated. We have our other, we have our wallet integrated in the system. So there will
Mhm.
be a, very small amount of that charge going back to our wallet. So it's our actually income or, value making in that way. Very similar to the,
So it means that the user is paying the AI model provider, whatever it is. It can be OpenAI, it can be Anthropic or other providers.
yeah,
And you receive a portion of that payment as the monetization fee or the commission that you have.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like,
Yes.
in this case, if I want to explain about Agnic, it's like a bridge between the big players, which are the AI model providers like OpenAI, and the end user, which is just someone who is using one application, and they are not sharing their revenue with the application developers and entrepreneurs. But I think Agnic AI could facilitate this revenue sharing model in here, so you can get a portion of that money as well.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think that's very exciting to see that this service is very useful for the users. They don't need to pay a lot for
I agree. Yeah.
subscription fees. They can manage their uh, financial stuff easily, but they don't need to pay a lot for that. And at the
Exactly.
same time, you have a, I think you will have an easier onboarding process for your users, because you don't need to convince them to pay an upfront cost or a subscription fee to get started and to start using the service. They can start to use the service right away. And if they're happy with the premium or extra features powered by AI, they can just do that, and they don't need to pay you. They can just create a wallet and decide on how and what they want to pay for this.
Exactly as you described. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a very useful service. Is it only available on web, or you have like mobile applications for that?
And yeah, it is only on web right now.
Hmm.
We actually want to make sure it is getting the attention and it is valuable. It's the best way to find whether it's solving any problem from anyone. So
Mm,
it doesn't have, but it's in the roadmap for sure. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to use this
Thank you. Yeah.
myself. So yeah, I should do that. For the audience, we will share the links to the service, to PocketView. If you're interested to use that, please do. And also, we will share all the information about Agnic Pay and Agnic AI services as well as the contact information that you can get in touch with Somayyeh if you want, or with
Of
me or
course.
Agnic AI. So yeah, we will share all these stuff on the platform that you are currently watching this video. Cool. Thank you so much for your time. It was great to talk to you, and I learned a lot about your service and
Oh,
how
same
you
here. Same
integrated
here.
our
Thank you.
service in there. Cool. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you. Thank
Thank
you. Have a
you.
good day.
Bye bye.
Bye.